Good afternoon, and thank you for having us. The St. Patrick's Day Parade is happening this Saturday, March 17th. We will be blowing the whistle to start the parade at 1:04 p.m. We do have a wonderful parade planned for everyone this year. It's filled with music, dancers, costume characters, animals, antique vehicles, just a wide range of really great units. We are expecting, because it is a Saturday, to have hundreds of thousands of people coming down to watch the parade. We do want to encourage everyone to please be careful in everything that they do that day. We discourage any drinking in the parade route. We do consider this to be a family event. We encourage everyone to bring their children down to watch it, and we do know that there are certain instances where a child may lose their parent. We do have arrangements for a child reunification center that the CPD has arranged for at St. John's Cathedral. I think that's pretty much it for me. Do you guys need anything else?
Good afternoon, everyone. Certainly want to welcome you to our St. Patrick's Day safety presentation. Just want to hit a couple of high points. First of all, as Ms. Cochran mentioned, the child reunification location is going to be Cathedral of St. John the Evangelist, which is on East 9th and Superior. So that is where children can find their parents who have gotten a little misplaced. So we'll put that out to media. Also, parking. There's parking restrictions downtown. We encourage everyone to take public transportation. The parallel streets to Superior, access roads there are also going to be no parking. So definitely parking is at a premium. There are other events downtown, so please take public transportation. On the security side, I want to mention we have a protective posture in place, along with our partners from the Sheriff's Office, Sheriff's Department, from the FBI, Homeland Security, Ohio Investigative Unit, and some others. We feel that it's planned that needs to be in place, so we encourage everyone, please come downtown, have a great time. It's going to be a safe event. It's a family event, but we are going to ask you, if you see something that's out of order, please say something. Something that doesn't fit, please inform us. Number one method, dial 911. You can dial 911 or you can text 911. Just text 911. It goes to Cleveland Police Dispatch. Second, if you happen to see the nearest police officer, firefighter, deputy sheriff, bus driver, or member of the parade committee, inform them of what looks suspicious to you so they can share it. The Emergency Operations Center will be fully staffed with all of our member representatives from our partner agencies. Every partner agency will have a rep up here in the EOC. So anything that's communicated will be shared immediately so that those involved in protective measures can take action. So please, if something's out of order, please let us know. Additionally, dress appropriately for the weather, hydrate, 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 and make sure that for children, they have your cell phone number, or you write a cell phone number on the child and cover it with liquid Band-Aid so it doesn't go away. So always make sure that you also have a rally point beyond the reunification location we've stipulated. You may have a family rally point. If you get disconnected where you're going to meet, additional cell phone battery chargers and batteries is certainly recommended. So on the safety side, I ask you, please, anything that comes up that's out of order, inform us so we can do our part, detect, deter, and disrupt. Thank you very much.
Mike.
Good afternoon. On behalf of the Division of Fire and Chief Angelo Cavillo, we would just remind business owners that they're responsible for following the codes regarding overcrowding in establishments. You want to make sure that you maintain two means of egress, two ways out, two exits. And that goes both for establishments you might be visiting and also for if you're having a gathering at your house. You want to make sure that there are two ways out for everybody. And I'd also remind people, not to be distracted as they're driving. Watch out for distracted drivers. Be careful driving on St. Patrick's Day. It can be one of the more challenging days out there on the street. Be safe and enjoy the day.
Commander.
Hi. Good afternoon, Commander Chapin from Cleveland EMS. I just wanted to tell everyone we will be upstaffing on both day shift and night shift for the entire day, as well as having special event crews dedicated to the parade and at the RTA station during the parade hours. As the most recent weather forecast calls for temperatures in the mid to low 30s, we want to remind everyone enjoying the parade about the prevention of hypothermia. Dress in layers, wear a hat and gloves, and limit exposed skin. Also keep in mind that while drinking alcohol may make you feel warmer, that's only because of dilated blood vessels, and it just increases the amount of heat that you lose through your skin. So on behalf of the Division of EMS, everyone have a happy and safe St. Patrick's Day. Thank you.
One additional follow-up. As an additional measure, if you'll take a photo of your children the day of St. Patrick's Day, so we at least know what they're wearing, a photo of the child, and also a family photo of you together, who's with them, is beneficial. In the event that there's a separation, that's very helpful to us. So please take a photo, several photos of your children when you come down here. Doesn't matter what the age. Again, on behalf of Division Police, thank you very much, and have a safe St. Patrick's Day.
Okay, thanks, everybody. Just to reiterate a couple points that people always ask about, Deputy Chief Patel had mentioned that we want to make sure everyone stays hydrated, and we mean with water. In the event that you are caught drinking and driving, there will be arrests made. There are no planned DUI, OVI checkpoints for the Division of Police at this time. However, during the course of St. Patrick's Day and events like this, we always have a overall heightened awareness for DUI, OVI offenses, and all alcohol-related offenses. That does include underage consumption of alcohol and public intoxication and things like that. Again, we're pushing that people do take public transportation. RTA has specials for St. Patrick's Day every year, but the train platforms do fill up quickly, so they ask you to get here early, but check out their website for specials for the day. The child reunification issues that we are talking about, again, it's just because we're going to have a lot more kids downtown, being that it's a Saturday and they won't be in school. Make sure that you tell your kids in advance that should they become separated from their parents or guardians, that they make sure that they look for someone in uniform. That could be police, fire, EMS, bus drivers. The Downtown Cleveland Alliance folks are out in full force on St. Patrick's Day. Those are the men and women you see in the bright blue and yellow uniforms. Very, very visible. We all are in radio contact with each other, so in the event, it can be anybody in uniform. If your kids become separated, the important thing to do is to find someone in uniform quickly, make sure that you let us know, and check your immediate area quickly. If the kids are found, they would be taken to the cathedral, and we'll have that staffed with personnel to make sure that they're okay. The road closures are pretty obvious along the parade route. It'll be Superior Avenue, and then all the roads leading, the parallel roads leading into the parade route will all be closed. In addition to that, the closures around Gateway Plaza that are for the NCAA wrestling tournament championship that's here this weekend. And then remember that we have the weekend closures in the warehouse district that start at 8 p.m. and go till 4 a.m. You can park there during the day, but again, from 8 p.m. till 4 a.m., those roads are all, the parking is all restricted, and there'll be signs, so if you park there, you could be towed. So we'll open it up to questions first, and then after that, we'll go and watch Lord's demonstration of how he finds anything dangerous.
How many folks are you expecting downtown?
This is a question for you.
Based on history, we have about 10,000 participants in the parade. Provided that the weather cooperates, we should expect anywhere from 300,000 to 500,000 people watching the parade.
Does the fact that the NCAA tournament's in town at the same time, there's already road closures around the queue, does that complicate things from a public safety standpoint, a planning standpoint at all?
Do you want to take that, Captain?
So Captain Butler is Special Events Coordinator. Based on that, it actually makes it a little easier. Once we put the road closures into effect, it's easy. We know that they're coming in. We're kind of expecting that 30,000 plus that's at the queue just to kind of meld into her 300,000. So we have enough officers available to monitor everything. So it's actually a little bit easier.
Have you coordinated with the local hospitals in the event something happens to be able to respond quickly, get people to wherever they need to be?
So based on the EMS plan that we have the 2 wagons that are already detailed to us, we already have our level 1 hospitals on alert that if anything does happen, they'll immediately be notified by the EOC that, you know, mass casualties or whatever the case may be will be coming in. So we have very good radio contact with everybody.
We're not anticipating that.
Right.
You have a potentially 10, 20, 30,000 people who are new to the city with this going on as well. How important is it making good first impression?
Well, as always, a first impression is a lasting impression. We'd like to think that our visitors have that impression from coming here, from coming to the airport or driving in or attending events at the Q. But I think that this is a rock star event for our city. Our parade is historically famous, very big event, very lively, well-attended, and I think any out-of-towners who come here will be very impressed by it.
Anybody else?
How do your plans differ from those of the RNC in terms of security?
There were some slight differences as far as security zones. For the RNC, as we know, there were some areas that were 100% secured. Access control was greater. For this one, it's less. But a lot of the other measures and countermeasures that we had and we employed during the RNC, we employed for our large events, particularly the parade, which is the single largest event in our city.
So if someone does lose a child and you have the picture taken, is there like a hashtag site or something that the parents can send it so the
Sure.
kids can come back?
Well,
It can be matched up.
that's a good point. So we're always very active on social media for St. Patrick's Day. You can follow us at CLE St. Pat's for police, and we do a lot of different messaging about, road closures or traffic congestion and things like that. In terms of social media, we will be monitoring that, but the best thing to do if you become separated from your child would be to call 911 and let us know that we can get officers to you as quickly as possible. In the event that we do see something pop up and we verify that a child is missing, we'll most certainly use social media to get that out to the other parade goers. But cell reception can be tricky when it's really, really crowded. So if you lose your child, please find an officer or call 911.
Jen, just to piggyback on that?
Sure.
So the way it will work with child, you have the lost child, the officer responds. He's going to stay there probably for a good 5 to 10 minutes, checking that immediate area. We don't want to pull the child away from where they were last located, and then now we're trying to search the entire parade route. So the officer will stay there for a good 10 minutes, looking in that general area, broadcast it around to his partners on that same side of the street. Only then will they go to the reunification location. So typically, most children will be located within that 100 feet from where you were lost. So you'll see the officer there immediately.
Can you speak a little more to parental responsibility? I mean, I could be talking to a friend, turn this way, my kid goes off that way, and in a blink of an eye, we've got a problem.
Sure. So just to reiterate, before you come downtown, make sure that your kids know to stay by you. And in the event that you are drinking, because some people tend to do that on St. Patrick's Day for what I've heard, that you watch your kids. Just make sure that you know where they are. Some people use those little tie-on things to kind of leash their kids. Not that we're recommending that, but whatever measures that you want to take that could make them have just extra layers of security is great. But the best thing you can do is to just talk to your kids and make sure that they have a plan. So maybe if it's for older kids, maybe it's, as Deputy Chief Patel mentioned, that we have a rally point, that you pick a high building or you say this statue and you say, if we become separated, I'm going to meet you right here on these steps. And that's a place that you would check first. So I think the most important thing would be that you have a family discussion and you have a plan in place for your family. So if we're done with questions, we can turn, you have another one?
Ballpark figure on uniform personnel that might be involved in all this?
That's a great question, and no, because we don't give out numbers at all in terms of personnel, but you will not be able to look very far and not see uniforms. Our bike unit is going to be out in full effect, as we've mentioned before, our law enforcement partners, and there'll also be an undercover capacity to that, so we have officers all throughout the route, all over in the entertainment districts, and we will be out and about. So we just don't give numbers for tactical reasons. So if that's the last question, we'll open it up now to, we're going to have the dog somewhere in this area. We're going to bring, his name is Lord, and then Officer Chris. They're going to do a demo on how, so you'll see the dogs out and about during the course of St. Patrick's Day. They will be sniffing along the route, and then the garbage cans and things like that. We don't want people to be alarmed about that, but we don't stop checking and patrolling just because their parade has started or has stopped. So suspicious packages, things like that, see something, say something. So, Chris?
It's not there no more, is it? See? Stay. Good boy. Hey, it's a good boy. I have his Irish toy, his green toy.